that Robert E. Peary went to the South Pole, that Samuel Champlain drove maps. Lewis and Clark explored the Northwest. Also, Columbus had 3 ships named Santa Maria, Nina, and the Pinta. Also, the Vikings explored the world about 1,000 years ago. Today, people are exploring the ocean and outer space.
Dickerson was the first person to explore America and owned a country named Vinland or Wineland. Columbus explored America and found people and gold, but he was not the first person to explore America. Hernando de Soto explored Florida to find gold.
Clark explored the Northwest. Also, Columbus had 3 ships named the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria. Also, the Vikings explored the world about 1,000 years ago.
Learned that Christopher Columbus explored Europe and Asia, but instead he had found the new land, and the Vikings explored Europe 100 years ago, and they had got new land. Lewis William Clark explored the north part of the United States from the Rocky Mountains, and I found that stuff can still be explored today, like the Arctic and the Arctic Ocean.
Clark found a young Powhatan girl named Sacagawea. They explored the northwest Rocky Mountains. Soto de Cartier made maps in Florida for gold. Columbus sailed the ocean blue in 1972. He found water route to where he thought was Asia. He introduced Europeans to natives in America.
Some people, like Christopher Columbus, explored North America. He went on a voyage to find gold and riches. The Vikings explored the world 1,000 years ago. Lewis and Clark got help from a Shoshan woman named Sacagawea. Many other Europeans came to America and explored, like Robert Peary explored the North Pole and Roa.
I learned that European explorers helped all of us learn about the world by making maps, writing reports, and telling about their adventures. Leif Erikson, a famous Viking, later explored land he called Finland. Henry Morton Stanley went to Africa to be a famous explorer. Christopher Columbus, which is me, wanted to find a short sea route from Europe to Asia. Today, explorers are learning about the ocean and outer space.
Christopher Columbus wanted to find a sea route. Vikings explored the world too. Scientists explored in underwater laboratories. David Livingstone explored Africa and met new people. Space explorers explored in space and found observations and new things.
Columbus wanted to find a sea route from Europe to Asia. In 1539, Hernando de Soto from Spain came to Florida to find gold. Mary River Lewis and William Clark explored the United States. Lewis and Clark wrote down information about the Rocky Mountains. There were many explorers like David Livingstone, Christopher Columbus, and Robert E. Peary. Some of them reached, some of them explored, and by doing that, some of them became important and well-liked. I learned that Sacagawea helped Lewis and Clark. I learned about Robert E. Peary. I did not even know about him. I did not know that Lewis and Clark explored the western part of the United States. I did not know that Christopher Columbus was the most famous explorer. I did not know that Lewis and Clark wrote down information about mountains and rivers.
There are a lot of great explorers like Columbus, Lewis and Meriwether, and more. All of them had a reason to come to America, like to find gold or find a passage to Asia. It all led here to what we now call North America, what is now our great continent.
That Columbus didn't land in Asia. Columbus landed in a small island in Bahamas. The small island in Bahamas had chains of islands in the West India. Also, that Meriwether Lewis and Clark explored the northwestern part of the United States. William and Clark wrote down stories on his adventure.